have Rio closer to the bad guy than you are, so that he can hit him and distract him without you being involved. Make sense? So like how your mother is, if the bad guy was right here, you want to have Rio between you and the bad guy. Okay? So you're gonna stand where your mom is, right there, and Rio's gonna stand right here, and I'm gonna stand right here. You want them to lose?
All right, guys. So this is level 3, and what we're doing is impulse control training with Rio. This is like the final phases or stages of training we do with dogs once they're finishing up. This is highly important, and basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna have Rio do some exercises. We're gonna have him send for a bite and then recall and not get the bite. We're gonna have Rio react without being told to bite, and we're just going to do some judgment calls here. And this is important because we don't want a dog that only is going to defend the people that he's supposed to be defending once he gets a command. Be able to recognize a threat and deal with it. Also, if he decides that he wants to go after something that's not a threat, then the handler should be able to call him back and call him off a bite. So this is what you're seeing right here. As soon as I showed any sign of aggression towards the child, he reacted. And that's what we're trying to get him to understand. What does a threat look like and what the threat does not look like.
Could he stop me? Let's find out! Ah! 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 Ah!
Before he bit me, he was just laying there next to the child. He wasn't barking, he wasn't being aggressive. So this is what we talk about impulse control. The dog's ability to understand and recognize what a threat looks like and what a threat doesn't look like. This is extremely important. If someone's training your protection dog for family protection and they do not do this phase of training, then that's just not good work at all, because dogs need to understand this. And this is repetition, so this is not like a one over thing. We have to do this over and over again, and we have to do this until he understands and he gets it in his system. So I'm going to do it again with the mom, and I'm just going to come up and have a casual conversation and then react. And you can see he's trying to get a jump on me, but I'm not gonna face that. We're gonna continue training, and and sometimes dogs are gonna do this. This is the rough part of it. You know, he decided he wanted to go early, so we have to reset him and do it again. This is training. This is practice. Nothing's gonna be perfect. If it's perfect in dog training, then you're lying. So we reset him and we get ready to do it again. So we're gonna walk back up, and then we're gonna see what he does, and then I'm gonna have a conversation, and we're gonna make sure that he understands what a threat looks like and what it doesn't. So this is the most important phase of protection training. He is off leash, by the way. He is not on leash. No one's handling him. No one's telling him. And you can see how close I got to him. And as soon as I showed myself to be a threat, he immediately reacted. This is what we want. This is what we're shooting for. This is what all the training is about. All the grit and grind and bite work and bite development. Everything that we did leading up to this point, this is what it's about. So I think in this video, we're about to do some impulse control training and send him. Yep, we're sending him, and then we're calling him back. So this is no bite scenario. So he was sent, and then we realized the threat wasn't a threat. So he was recalled back. So good job, Rio. So that was that portion of training, was recalling the dog back to the handler from a long distance after taking off the bite of threat. So we're gonna do it right here from this side, and I think we're gonna give him a bite this time. I'm not sure. So yeah, so we went to send him, and this time we're gonna call him back. Same thing again. So for that recall training to make him stop, but eventually he understood that he had no recourse. So if he doesn't want to listen to the handler's command when she gives him a verbal command, then she is going to have to help him out with a little zap just to get him to come back and come off the bite. So that's what we're doing. We're doing impulse control with e-collar training, basic recall. And if you pay attention, the handler is not moving. She's staying in one position. So Regal has to go to the threat, deal with the threat, and come all the way back her to heal. So this is what we're doing again. So this one, we're actually gonna let him get a bite because he was really good, and he didn't get a bite for a few of them. So we're gonna actually let him get a bite this time. And what's important is the handler has not walked up. They're about 30 feet away. She's gonna recall him all the way back to her from her position. So if you pay attention and watch, there he goes, straight back to her. I think. Oh yeah, he stopped for water. So he had to get him a little water break, but then he came all the way back to her, the hill. So this is the final phases. This is what it looks like when you're almost done.